Well, what a day. What a day. Rain, rain, go away, come again another day. Actually, though, today is not really a bad day for rain. And we need the rain. It is pouring. I don't know where Angel is. She was in and then she went out. Um, I'm surprised she went out. She's probably on the front deck. She likes to get up on top of the freezer and when it's raining and just kind of watch. So she's just a little bit of a busybody. Angel is. Um, but oh yeah, I am not in the barn. Nope. Because it's pouring. Oh, it's been. I had to run the my Amish guys uh, out last night, and we didn't get home till after dark. And I like to get the ducks and the chickens and the horses all fed and put away before dark, just as it's starting to get dark. And needless to say, we didn't make it last night. And it poured, and oh, excuse me, I just ate something. But yeah, so anyway, we got rain last night, quite a bit of rain. And I have my rain gauge out on the fence post that the gate is hung on, and that's a very good place for it. And I looked at it this morning, and there was 2.5 inches of rain last night. And it's like, ooh, that's a lot of rain. And we had more coming in, and I couldn't go live earlier than this because it was pouring so heavy you would never been able to hear me, with a metal roof. Granted, this part of the roof is insulated, so it's not quite so bad, but the rest of it is not insulated, so you still probably would have been deafened by the pouring rain on the metal roof. But we needed the rain. We really did need the rain. Things were drying out. We had gotten a few showers here and there, nothing of any great significance. This was a significant rain. Now, when I went out this morning, around noontime, there was a break in the rain, and so I went out to relocate the stock tank to a slightly flatter location and also a little bit closer to the gate because I was lugging buckets of water that had filled up. I had put them under the eaves of the barn, the back of the barn, and that's not even the heavy side where we would get the most rain from. But I had the muck bucket and 2 5-gallon buckets there, and they were full. Well, the one, for some odd reason, the one bucket was not full, and I don't know why that is. I don't know if maybe I just didn't have it positioned quite right. So anyway, so I got those buckets, and I almost filled the stock tank with the water that I got off of the back end of the barn, and so the animals would be happy with that. As a matter of fact, I saw the goats go and have a drink out of it. And so I put the buckets back under the eaves of the barn. I had the pool out for the ducks, just out in the open where it would catch whatever rain came down. And I saw a duck out there, just enjoying the pool. Even though the water is muddy, didn't take them long, I'll tell you. And I had rinsed out the dirt yesterday, so it was a moderately clean pool. Didn't take them long to get it all wet. All muddy. So anyway, so I got the stock tank full, and when I came in, I checked the rain gauge. It was 2 3/4 inches. So I emptied that and hung it back up, and I glanced out maybe about an hour ago, and it was already up to 1 inch. Our open top rain barrel that's by the door, it was about half empty. It's full to overflowing now. Yeah, it is topped off and it is overflowing. So we have no shortage of water. Unfortunately, I don't have the rainwater system set up yet. I'm waiting for the guys to put the fascia boards up on the barn, and then I can contact the gutter company. And I also still have to finish the cement pad for the tank. Once that's done, then I can do everything else. Okay. But in the meantime, because winter is right around the corner, and I still have the barn that needs to get finished. I got to have a place to store hay. So since I can get round bales from my neighbor, I am planning on, and I'm hoping, I'm praying I have enough good pieces left from my tool shelter that went tumbling in the wind. I'm hoping I have enough material from that to build a frame, to put the tarp over. I still have the tarp, the main tarp that goes over top. Plan on using that as a hay shelter. But I'm putting a floor down. I'm putting a solid floor down. Well, somewhat solid. I'm going to be using pallets as structure of the floor, but I'm beefing it up. And I'm trying to get it to where it's moderately level, at least at the back end of it. And you'll see, I'll be taking video of it. The hardest part is getting the thing level, because it's the area that I'm putting it right by the fence is it starts out like this and a gradual, and then it's like really dips down, and then there's a stone wall. Okay, and I've got it right now. I got the fence going around that stone wall, and then on the other side is those stone stairs that I want to clean off. Hopefully I can get them cleaned off this year. Wouldn't that be nice? I'm planning on putting it here, and this part just at the edge of the stone wall, it's like kind of like that. I was surprised. It's at least 18 inches. Now I can't take it all the way up to level ground. There's going to be a slight slope at the front end of it, because it just, looking at how high, I took a long 2x4 and I put the level on it, and it's like, holy mackerel, that's over 2 feet. And it's just no way that I can shore it up enough to where I feel safe walking in there, let alone putting 2 heavy round bales in there. So I've lowered it down somewhat, and I've got a bunch of scraps from a project that my guys did, pressure treated lumber. They're like 2 feet long, a couple pieces a little bit longer, and I'm just gonna try and put just like a bunch of pieces together in every which way, screwed together probably, if I got enough screws, and just so it holds everything. So there's a good support under the pallets, and the pallets too. If there's space for me to run additional 2x4s in between the ones that there is, I'll put them in there, and that would give it a little bit extra support as well to hold it up. So I mean, I want it to be structurally sound, and if I have the pallets up off the ground, they should last longer. So if I can get a couple of years, 1 or 2 years out of it, that'd be great. And we'll just see how that works out. It's like it's one more thing on the list I've got to get done. I got to get the that hay shelter done. I got to get the rainwater catchment system done. I still have to get the hen house done. And I've got 16 chicks in my brooder box, and they are very quickly growing. So I got 16 chicks there. I've got to have someplace to put them in a couple of weeks, and it's just that everything is just like, everything at once needs to be done because winter is coming. Thankfully, winter does not come all that quickly here. We should be good weather pretty much with the occasional rain through to the end of October and possibly even early November. Beyond that, I'm not sure. But at least, it should be good working weather. Cold front's coming in, which is why we're having the rain. And that's going to make it easier to work. And hopefully I'll be able to be a little bit more productive. It's been a little rough this week because the Amish guys I've been driving for, they have needed me to stick around because they were trying to do 2 projects at the same time, and they were leapfrogging, trying to finish up one and get to start another, and it's been a crazy week. They've just needed me to stick around for more than just one day. Well, Monday was a holiday. I tell you, my days just blur together, and I'm just trying to get things done, and it's like one day at a time. It's like, okay, Labor Day, there's no work, but actually they did do work on Monday, on Labor Day, because they had to go and look at a job. And it's been rough because, they've had to, you got to go out and look at jobs so that you know how much to charge for them. And hopefully the people will agree to it. But it ties up my time and my truck for more time than what I can really afford to lose. But it is what it is. Good afternoon, Kentucky Hilltop. And what we got last night. Yeah. Well, it's coming up from the south. It's like a long, narrow strip like this. And I think what you got last night was more westerly, and it went up through. I did see that. And it went more westerly. I think all of West Kentucky got it last night. But then there's this other swath that's more easterly, and it's coming up from the south, and it's going like that, right up across the state. And that's what we're getting now. So it's I think we're going to be getting rain for a while, at least 2 hours anyway, that I know left remaining. There might even be more. I don't remember. But yeah, we got it last night and we're getting it now. And I think we've gotten, between last night and now, we've gotten over 3 inches of rain. I wouldn't be surprised if it was 4 inches altogether. It's just running down the hill. And I could see the lower pastures all full. The ducks are loving it. They're just absolutely loving it because I don't know if you have ever seen ducks in the rain, but they all stand at attention with their heads up like this, and the rain is coming down, and it's just pouring on them, and they're just standing there at attention. So it's kind of funny to watch them. But I tell you, I think I mentioned, was it last week? No, wasn't last week. I don't think I did live stream last week. It's just one of those crazy days here, and I just couldn't get away to do the live stream. But yeah, I think I mentioned before about this rooster I have that thinks it's a duck. I mean, it hangs with the ducks, and it just messes with the ducks, and it's just like, so all these ducks are out there in the rain, and they're just loving it. And I see this rooster standing when all the other chickens are under shelter. All the other chickens who realize they're chickens are all standing under shelter. This one rooster is standing out in the pasture, and he looks like a drowned rat. He looks absolutely miserable, just standing there, and he's soaking, wringing wet. It's like, rooster, you're not a duck, you're a chicken. You're supposed to be in out of the rain. Chickens go in out of the rain. Ducks stay out, chickens go in. It's like, I tell you, the chicken is nuts. He has a real identity crisis. I tell you. So anyway, so it's really slacked off now. We must be coming into a bit of a lull. But yeah, so that's what's going on with the rain. Oh yeah, so it's so I was saying that I've been really tied up heavily this week. I've gotten hardly anything done. I had last weekend. Not so rooster. One of these days I'll be able to get a shot of him. But anyway, so I got the third fence post in for the gate by the barn, but I have not had the time to put the boards up. So I still have that funny rigging of the electric fence, and like I said, you got to be really careful how you handle that chain. Don't you dare let that chain drop off that gate if you're opening it, because it'll be a very shocking experience. Yes, I have experienced that since I put that gate up. So I'm really careful when I'm taking the chain. When I go through the gate, I have to lift it up on the post and then take the chain off. And it's like making sure that it's well away from the electric fence. You do what you got to do. So I'm hoping, I think it's going to be decent weather this week, and the guys don't need me tomorrow. They're working close to home, and they start another job on Tuesday, just inside of town, and so that'll be a job that'll be at least a week. So I'll be dropping and running. So hopefully this week I can actually get something done. The weather should be decent for the most part. I think they're calling for rain again by the end of the week. I'm hoping they have time and they don't forget that I need them to put the fascia boards on my barn. They get busy and they forget, because this putting the fascia boards on is like a 5-minute job, 10 minutes tops, and it's like I could probably do it on the low side, but on the run-in side, I can't. It's just too high up. There's no way I can do it. So I have to get them to do it. I've got the boards. I just need them put on the barn. And then once I get them on, hopefully I get the hay shelter done this week. I'm hoping, if everything works out. And then I can put my focus back on the rainwater catchment system. So between that fence section there by the barn where the gate is, that needs to be finished. The hay shelter needs to be, done. And then back on the rainwater catchment system. And then from there, back to the hen house. And I did not. I was going to tell you last week, but I just couldn't get to the live stream. The job that they finished up last week, but on Friday, it was a Friday. No, yes, it was Friday. A week ago from this past Friday. This job that they had involved tearing something down. And so they saved all kinds of good lumber for me. Some of this lumber I'm using as a base for the hay shelter. Some of it is landscape timbers that are probably going to be good enough to put up the fence for the chicken coop. So that will be great. And also there's some really long 2x6s. And there's 4 of them, I believe. They're long enough that I can use those as a framework for my goat barn. So the only thing I need to get for the goat barn, aside from roofing and enclosing it, is some pressure treated 4x4 posts. And I've got to figure out just exactly how tall I need them, because the ground where I'm going to put the goat barn it's mostly level at one end, the lower end, but then it does go up a little bit. It's just a gradual slope. It won't bother the goats any, but I kind of want my roof line to be level. So that was a wonderful thing. I got all this lumber. It's stacked up by the barn, and so it'll be used for the hay shelter. It'll be used for the chicken coop, and it'll be used for the goat barn. So that is all fantastic. Not using all straight pallets for it, and right now with the price of lumber, pallets is the way I got to go. Either reclaiming lumber or pallets, because it's going to be rough enough. I got to get the 4x4 posts. I just got to figure out how long I need them. Probably 10 foot, but I'm not sure they come in 10-foot lengths. I might have to get 12-foot lengths, because I think the 8-foot is going to be too short. They're fine for fence posts, but if you're building a barn, you need a little bit more height, because I'm going to sink them into the ground at least 2 feet, maybe a little bit more. I don't know. And I might cement them in. With goats, they like to butt things, and they've been tearing up the shelter that is supposed to be a temporary shelter. They've been tearing that up, but I'll probably the frame is still good, but the tarp is getting torn up like crazy. So I might leave it there. I'm not sure, since it's been there since I put it there, and I've not had problems with it blowing or anything. I may take the original tarp off and put get one of those heavier duty tarp that I can just kind of fasten on there. Maybe I'll put some wood, fasten some wood along the sides. I don't know. I have to say, because it's like I don't really need it as a shelter, because the goat barn is going to be over in the cleared area on the other side of my cabin, on the other side of the cabin in the barn. It's going to be over there. And so my livestock will kind of pretty much be in the same area. So I don't really need that as a shelter per se. And it really isn't a good place, because water drains down there, and it tends to be a soggy area. So I'm not sure if I will relocate that someplace else. I know that Lumna Acres had a frame like this somewheres, and he made it into a temporary goat barn, and now he uses it for his bucks. And he used a framework, but he fastened lumber to it and roofing. So, it's a good solid barn for goats, and it works. So I may do the same thing, just kind of relocate it to a different place in the property. I haven't completely decided on that yet. Right now, just dealing with what I've got going on right now. There's a whole bunch of other stuff that needs to be done, like inside here. We need to get this finished. It would be nice if I could hire somebody to be here part-time just to help me out with some of the physical stuff. Some of the stuff is getting a little bit challenging. And it would be nice to have a second pair of hands for some things. And, I don't know. When my Social Security kicks in, then, that'll give me a little bit extra money to be able to get this extra stuff that I need. So I got a couple of more months before I get that. So yeah, I'm getting to be an old lady, but we won't talk about that too much. So anyway, that's kind of what's been going on, working, driving the guys. And one of my guys, he sold his place this week. And I'm going to miss him. I'm going to miss him and his wife and his whole family. She's very happy that they are officially moving. So long as the guy, I think it's contingent on him selling his home, and he thinks he has it sold, but I don't know. I just noticed a mark on a piece of wood that looks like a bug was chewing on it. I saw this bee kind of a thing. First time I've ever seen this. It kind of reminded me of a bald-faced hornet. They're black and white, and they have a white face, but I don't think this one had a white face. But it was chewing a hole, and rather quickly, into one of those pieces of lumber that I got from their job. And I have never seen that before. I mean, I've seen carpenter bees, the ones that kind of look like a bumblebee and they drill holes, but I've never seen one like this. And he definitely looked like he had a stinger. It's like, okay, I don't know what you are, and why are you drilling a hole in my wood? And that kind of chew mark reminds me, but it's not quite right. So hopefully was just a flaw in the wood I forgot about, and not something coming in here and chewing on my wood. That's the only thing with living in the woods, is that you got bugs that want to eat the wood. So that's not a good thing. So anyway, I don't know. Got any questions, Kentucky Hilltop? Are you still with me? I'm just jabbering on, saying the same old thing, got all this work to do. Borer bees, was it big? Actually, no, I've seen the carpenter bees, and they look kind of like a bumblebee. And I've seen them around here a little bit, not a lot, but I've seen them a little bit around here. This was smaller than that, about maybe the size of a pinky. Okay. No bigger than that anyway, than my pinky. And it was black with white on it. Okay. Yeah, there's not too many people in today, probably enjoying the weather. But wasn't there a picnic in Western Kentucky? Who had the picnic? I tell you, I'm terrible with names. Stringfield Farms with Lee and what's her name? Oh, I'm terrible with names. Oh, no, Lee. And I can't think of her name at the moment. Oh, isn't that terrible? Anyway, I think they had a picnic this weekend out in Western Kentucky, and I wish I could have gone, but there was just no way. So, but I think that they might have gotten rained out. Hmm. And with everything going on, I mean, I'm glad that they were able to have it. Of course, I don't know. I don't know if they had access to shelter. I'm sure they did. I think they did. Someplace on there. Um, so anyway, maybe that's why there's hardly anybody in here today. Everybody else is having beautiful weather but me. Well, but that's all right. We really did need the rain. So hopefully my pond has got a good filling. Hopefully the creek is running really good. Because it was pretty shy there for a while. So but and I have been trying to find markers for chickens, chicken legs, the rings for chicken legs, and I would like to get a variety pack, just get everything all at once, because I need to mark my chickens for this year so I know how old they are. Because this time next year I'll have more chickens, and I got to mark so I know who's the older. I mean, between the first and the second year, I can kind of tell the difference. But then once you start getting more generations of chickens, it's like, okay, what year were you born, and what year were you born, and so I need to keep track, so that I know what I've got for breeding and what not for breeding, and yeah, so. But anyway, I had mentioned that we went someplace last night with the guys. We went to the accountant for the income tax. And yeah. Oh, hi, Mary. You made it. Wish we had some rain here. Oh, yeah, you need it out in California. Oh, Mary, please tell me you're staying safe. I've got a nephew that's out in California, too. I think he's in the San Francisco area. And it just looks terrible, absolutely terrible. I worry about everybody out there. And I've heard a lot of people move. As a matter of fact, the guy who bought my friend's farm, he's from California, and he bought it sight unseen. He wanted it so bad, he bid more than the asking price. So he was not fooling around. He wanted it. So I hear a lot of people are leaving California. It's a mess. It is an absolute mess. So, Mary, I hope that you are staying safe, that fires are not too close to you. I guess you run an air condition, but I heard that there's rolling blackouts. It just sounds like such a mess. I wish we could send some of this out, but it looks like all the rain. I mean, Deep South Homestead, they're getting ready for a hurricane coming up the coast, heading right for them. So the rain, I don't know if there's anything coming from the Pacific or not. But I know it's a mess. Yeah, so I forget what I was saying now before Mary joined us. I'm sorry, Mary. Oh yeah, I was talking about income tax. So since I'm running a farm here, okay, there's certain deductions that I can make on the farm. Well, the wonderful thing about here in Kentucky is that they do not tax retirement income. So my husband's Social Security and the little bit of pension he gets, they're not taxed. So we have no taxes. Everything came out zero. So we didn't have to use the farm deductions. So it made the bill cheaper for the accountant. So we're all good. Next year, if I show a profit, which I think next year I probably won't really show a profit. I'm not expecting anyway. I'm hoping I might have a couple of kids to sell, but I think the chickens are going to bring me a little bit more of a profit. Thank you. I am, but my brother's close here in Coors Gold. Last Sunday, I got stuck in evacuation traffic. Oh, my. There's no sun. Oh, well, yeah, right. No rain this far inland. Oh, my. Oh, Mary, I hope you've got a place to go if it gets bad. I don't know where all the places are in California. Not really. It's a big state, but they've got big fires. And it is just a mess. It is just a mess. I've also been watching a guy in Oregon, Pine Meadow Hobby Farm with Jerry. There's a fire like 5 miles from his house, from his property. So I mean, it's like there's so many people out there, out west, that are being affected by this. I saw that Living on a Dime, they had smoke and ash from fires in Colorado. It is a mess out west. So anyway, our taxes are good. So we'll have my husband's Social Security and then my Social Security in a couple months. So that will be our main living. They say the loss in acres is about the size of New Jersey. Really, I would have expected it to be bigger than that even. New Jersey is a pretty small state. So, but yeah. I mean, can you imagine New Jersey just going up in flames? Everything is just really bad out there. And it's not just the flames, it's the smoke as well. And I'm sure that the smoke blotting out the sun is going to have an effect on the weather as well. We know that it is. Oh, rain's starting up again here. So I'm just hoping that it stops when I have to go out and feed. But, I have an umbrella. I really wish I could send some rain out there. I think we're probably good for the amount of rain we got now, so I can shift it out there. I wish. But anyway, so we've gotten at least something done this week. We had to get those taxes taken care of. We were delayed. Thankfully, she was able to get file for an extension. I mean, we got an extension anyway because of the COVID business. But she was able to file an extension. And since it was no big deal because we didn't know anything and we have nothing coming back, it's zero. So we're good. And I like it when it's zero. Yeah, it's nice to get money back, but you know what? You get money back because you paid too much in. So zero is good. Zero is good. So I can just go on about my business and I don't have to worry about it. The Amish don't have any use for the IRS either. They've had here's something that a couple of the Amish have had problems with: proving their identity. It's like what they've had to go through is just crazy, and because there are certain documents they don't have, just because the way they live, and the one guy was saying that he sat there for several hours with an interview with someone who actually spoke better English. Okay, because you got to remember, the Amish, English is not their first language; it's their second language. So there's some things, certain words that they don't use. It just doesn't come up in their lives. So therefore they don't understand them. They don't know what the meaning is. And I do catch myself on occasion using words that, yeah, I understand what the meaning is, but they don't necessarily know. And sometimes I have to explain those words, what they mean. So and once I do that, then they're pretty good, but I do find myself doing that. So anyway, they're being interviewed by someone with the IRS, and they're trying to answer the questions to the best of their ability, but there is a little bit of a language barrier. It's like, sometimes it's just so funny. And the one guy, he was supposed to get some money back. He never did get it. So he says, "Phooey on them." They don't have any good use for the IRS. I don't think any of us really do anyway. But I don't have a problem with taxes so long as they, use them wisely. And unfortunately, right now they don't. But anyway, okay, I am not going to step on that soapbox. No, I am not going to do it. So anyway, I should probably get off this computer anyway. I still got to try and find some rings that, leg bands for the chickens. And I'm not happy with what I'm seeing just yet. I'm hoping I can find what I'm looking for, because I want multiple colors, and 100 pack of multiple colors is not enough. Okay, because I have 40 birds, 40 plus birds. Of course, not all of them are staying, but that's what I have right now is 40 plus birds. So, and that's not even including the ducks. But yeah, the leg bands are going to be a necessity. And I got to figure out how to put leg bands on the Muscovies, because they are pretty strong. I'll probably have to get some help with that. Because the thing is with Muscovies is not only do they have claws on their feet, they also have a claw on their wings. Which I didn't realize that until I saw a video. And sure enough, didn't one of them get me with that claw on the wing one night when I had to pick up a bunch to get them in the pen. And one of them got me. But at least on the wing, they're cleaner than the ones on their feet. Because the ones on their feet, they get pretty nasty. And if you get clawed by a Muscovy with their feet, you got to make sure you clean out that wound real good. So they are strong birds. So anyway, I am probably going to end it here. Just rainy weather. It's just, you just don't really feel like doing a whole lot when it's raining like this. So, but anyway, I hope y'all out west stay safe. I wouldn't even know what to do in a situation. I really would have. I don't know. Hopefully you all do. Stay safe. We're praying for you. And everybody else, have a good one. And I will see you hopefully on another video this week, if I can stay home long enough to actually record something. So I will talk to you later, people.